if you've ever played a game, I'm pretty sure you haven't ever wondered about what goes on behind the scenes, all the bureaucracy and contract signing that probably goes on when you buy a house, when you become a guild leader, when you undertake pretty much any kind of formal proceedings. And if any of you did wonder about that, then you must be really fun at parties. But of course, when it becomes somewhat reality, then you are going to be faced with it. It was amusing to see her struggle, question life, find a reason to continue. But honestly, it wouldn't be all too bad to focus a little bit less on that and more on the issues that are bound to surface in this episode. So, I'm eager to get into it. Hopefully you are too. Get yourself a drink. Let's get going. Elder Tale, that was the game. Great. So, well, every game is going to have a fetch quest, isn't it? But when it comes to RPGs and MMOs and whatnot, sometimes the quest design can be predictable. Might be the nice way of putting it. And honestly, just seeing his glasses reflect in the darkness, maybe calling him a devil is the right way of doing it. But if in the game, buying big places like, I think it was the station they were thinking of, wasn't implemented, but in this world it is, who are you paying to buy it? Who signs off everything when it's completed? Because it's probably not character run or driven, or player driven, I should say. Quite a big warehouse. I think initially it would be fun to go out and like wipe out some goblins and whatnot. But yeah, having to do it every day and put yourself in danger, I think I'd get over it pretty easy, pretty early on. But yeah, not for me really. Too much effort. Oh no. At least you're not dressed up again. Maybe you should start charging her for this kind of harassment. Stylized place here, isn't it? Was he another summoner? Did I read that right? Having 700 members on a server with only, what was it, like 15,000? See, this is what I mentioned in the last one, isn't it? Potentially. I didn't know I was watching a form of JoJo. Interesting table design, but if you're handling business deals like this, this is why business deals are always somewhat shady, and I would not be good at any of it. Everyone has to have the best deal for themselves, and obviously, then there is more behind everyone's words. Hmm. My problem also with Shirai's Shirai the main guy's plans is that it all depends on other people. And in my experience, other people cause issues. We've just opened a business and we're already selling it off. There. Unless they're talking about the actual guild itself. Spin the table. They're bending him over a barrel here. Oh, is her quota slipping? Was that another teammate on the floor there? As much as you like to think this this game and like their plights are going to be fixed and all that, there are people who have to suffer these kind of living conditions in reality. Also, I just I just had a thought. If people like when we first saw it, they've got to get used to their bodies, which is why the ninja wanted to change the appearance because it was hard moving around. What if In reality, you were paralyzed, but you were playing the game, and then brought into this world. Would your character be paralyzed, or would you be able to move? If they, just kill them or whatever, do they drop? I said this before. Do they drop loot? And do you lose your inventory? So maybe you do lose your entire everything you've got on hand if you die, other than your armor and weaponry. And if I was the leader, or maybe even just a member of a shady group and guild, then I wouldn't dress in that way, wearing edgy clothing and those goggles and being as creepy as possible. It's like, well, you're kind of drawing attention to the fact that you're evil. And yes, I am overlooking her complete speech of her plight here and how bad things are getting in her mental state. So, I'm also thinking that there would be people who would be kind of a holier than thou, want to save everyone type, who would have stepped in at some point if there was all of this underhanded keeping down of noobs. Hmm. So you're trying to play on their weaknesses, per se, to get the best deal. That's the art of the deal, isn't it? Hmm. The means of production. Keeping that close at hand, yeah. Sure, but what is the point of just having a lot of gold in this world? What can it be spent on, other than just like slightly better guild buildings? You'll lose their trust if you misrepresent things. Gotta keep that poker face. Mm, more like a joint venture, maybe. Just don't confirm or deny. I like these kind of diplomacy type things, although I usually can't really follow what's going along. Just sow the seeds to make yourself a name, and then you just use that name to bring up in any sort of discussion, and you'll have some sort of effect at least. Everyone likes fiddling with their glasses so much. No, and get out of the rafters. A fair amount. A small loan. You can see the difference in like their financial backing with how they reacted there. She has managed to weasel into one of their minds. What about the others? Just keep smiling. Yep, you've. Doesn't matter about the deal, you've gained my trust. Give me any sort of sweet dessert. Mmm, that's quite useful. They've got them on the hook. Now you just need to reel it in. Would be quite an ask, yes. Yeah, they'd have pretty much like 80% of the equity. Ah, he can't let the other guild outdo him. Trying to do a power move there. Let them fight over wanting to work for you. They did quite well with that discussion. Also, since death doesn't really seem to have a permanency in this world, and you only really lose what you have, and they don't look like they've got anything, what's to stop them just kind of gaming the system for themselves and swiping the XP pots to get above level 30? Then the guild has no use for them. And then just all of them work out how to do that, and you've taken away their power. At least the flies will feast. Wait, that's what she was smelling? I don't feel like Nyanta added much to the conversation. Hide for protection. It is nice that he had quite a lot of trust in them. And it is fun how different cultures handle things. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but like in Japanese anime and whatnot, there's always, if someone's talking about you, you sneeze. And I don't know if it's a British thing or just people that I know thing. But the phrase is like, "Are your ears burning?" Well, a raid is just a raid. How many episodes is it going to take to until all the pieces are in place? And are there any skills that can interfere with direct transmissions like that? She is building up a determination. Still, having conversation is slightly difficult when there's only the response is coughing. And I'm thinking about it, but the armor, I don't know what you'd call. I don't know what you call fashion. The fashion choices of this game, even though it's not a game anymore, is slightly all over the place, isn't it? You've got medieval European knights, and you've got the proper like Japanese samurai armor. You've got glasses, somewhat modern lab coats and stuff. How much of it was not earned in game, instead earned with a certain magical card? Life is really, well coded if you think about it, but if it was a game, I'm sure the programmers could do something better in certain respects. At least make it more user friendly. Also, thinking back about walking properly in the bodies that they've been given in this new world. What's the point of having glasses? Is your vision actually changed by having the glasses, or just for aesthetic purposes? And it's going to be a rabbit hole if I continue down that train of thought, so I'll stop here. However, if I think about how I usually run things both in games and in life, I know that I wouldn't be particularly specialised in any activity. I am as been stated before, a jack of all trades, master of fuck all. And personally, I feel like that is somewhat beneficial. It means you can easily be very flexible. You can cover a wide variety of tasks. I've not been one for min-maxing stuff, so of course, if Shure really wanted to raise in the ranks of being famous in this world, what better way than breaking the shackles of the oppressed and freeing them from their life of servitude? Of course, if he goes about it too directly, which I'm guessing is why he's got this big plan in place, there will be severe repercussions. So, how much of that is going to be mitigated? Well, if push comes to shove, he's got a griffin to just fly off on, so that's fine. If you've enjoyed the episode, let me know down below in the comment section, and also by liking the video. Of course, if you want to make sure you don't miss future uploads, because there's quite a few more Log Horizon to come, then subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. But ultimately, that's it for another week. Get yourself some rest, so I can see you in the next one. Now, I know for a fact that I need as much help as possible when it comes to trade talks and negotiations. So, Flordotaku, Sal, Raywin, AGSTR, Dynamite 1997, Lewis Monza, Aisha M, Danny Tree, ASD, Shiwan, and everyone else, I hope I can rely on you, because otherwise I'll be selling a cow for some magic beans.